He never sleeps, and neither do the dreamers who build its pulse. From every corner of the globe they come. Visionaries, creators, leaders, each carrying a spark ready to ignite the world. This is not an event, it's a revolution of rhythm and reason. A symphony of minds, a movement of momentum. Seafood on fire, Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Together they set the stage for brilliance. This is the NYC Experience. Mastermind, light up the city. They coming from the east, coming from the west. Knowledge on deck, put the truth to the test. Leaders in motion, hearts in sync, dropping wisdom so deep it'll make you think. They bring stories, sweat and flame, different faces, one shared name. Elevation, that's the sound. NYC Experience Mastermind, where purpose is found.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How we doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Exceptional. Getting better every day.
Yes, yes. Is this the first officially New Year? Yes, our first show?
Yes, sir. It
Oh
is
my
our
God.
official first one.
Can I tell you guys that I'm so excited just about the possibilities of 2026 and what we're doing and the energy we're bringing into 2020. I haven't been this excited, and I'm an excited person about a year in a long time. And so I'm and it's a privilege and honor to be coming into 2026 with you two gentlemen. You inspired me, so I just wanted to say that.
Appreciate it. Listen, I think we're all three on a rocket, and this rocket, we're not going alone. We're going to pick people up along the way.
That's right.
And why don't we go bring some people that we've picked up along the way?
Yeah.
So we have Dave Hurley.
Oh, Dave Hurley.
Dave.
Oh, and
Oh,
T.O. was
Dave.
in the building.
What's good, fellas? Good morning, man. Good morning.
Gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. All the way from Ireland.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So good to see you guys' faces so early in the morning. What time is it, Dave, by you?
It's just after 12 here now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's afternoon.
Wow.
So you've been up for a while. All right.
Good while.
What's up, T.O.? How you doing, man?
Great, man. Great. It's just good to see you, fellas. Like you said, man, it's 2026, bro. It's a lot to smile about.
That's
A
right.
lot to be thankful for. A lot to be grateful for. So always a pleasure being with you, gentlemen, man.
Excellent.
Anytime. Yes. It's good to see you all.
Yes.
Absolutely. So we're talking about strong alliances, and right here we have two gentlemen who are connecting with New York City Mastermind Experience because we're going to bring it to your neighborhood. Excuse me. So we'll start with Dave. Dave, where are we going? I see green behind you. I see green. I see T.O. wearing green. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yes, very appropriate for the conversation. We're going to Dublin, which is Ireland's capital, as you know, in April. I'm very, very excited to give you Céad Míle Fáilte. So, Lancelot, you know what Céad Míle Fáilte means?
Say that one more time. Wait, say that one more time.
Céad Míle Fáilte.
What? Oh, what does that mean?
That's the Irish for 100,000 welcomes.
It's on the flyer, Lancelot. It's on the flyer, remember?
Yeah, but saying it is not so easy, Jose. Saying
No,
it is,
when I read it, I would never have said it that way. I mean,
Well, thank you. I love that. I love that. Yes.
So thank you for showing up in green as well, Coach Theo. Yeah, it's very appropriate.
Yes. Yes. It's one of my favorite colors, man. It has a vibrant vibe about it. So that's a good thing.
it does.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And the coaches, we've got a lot of green in Ireland because it rains a lot. But the good news is there's a ban on rain in April. There's no rain coming to Ireland in April. It's going to be sunshine the whole way.
Oh, nice, nice.
You know why? Because we curated it that way.
Ah, that's right. What's one of the famous places that we'll be going to that Dublin is known for?
Well, you know what now? There's a fantastic place called the Guinness Storehouse where you get
Oh,
to
yes.
learn how to pour your own pint of Guinness and everything, and then you get to sample the Guinness and everything. It's a worldwide experience. People from all over the world come to the Guinness Storehouse. It's a remarkable place. You're going to absolutely love it.
Awesome.
Sign me up, man. Sign me up.
I think
that's right. That's right.
I saw Jose smiling because he's like, "You don't have to teach me how to pour Guinness."
Very right.
So
Bro, you gotta turn it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the Guinness in Ireland tastes very different to the Guinness in the US. I can promise you, in a good way. Yeah, really good.
Well, I tell you, the Guinness is strong in New York, so I can't even imagine what it is in Ireland. That's an acquired taste because it's like, Guinness, it's like, whoa.
Well, I haven't had one in many years, but I suspect I'll be trying it in the Guinness Storehouse in April for certain.
Yeah.
I just have a question. Do they have wimpy beer?
Do you know what? Everything is available in the Guinness Storehouse. They got a lovely restaurant and everything. So it's just a really wonderful experience. One of my clients here in Ireland was in Dublin recently, and he brought his sons with him, and they had a remarkable time there. He said it was one of the best experiences he ever had in Dublin with the experience. So yeah, you're definitely going to love it.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. It's great.
But let's not forget that Tio is representing where we're going to be going in September. Tell us about that, Tio.
Atlanta, Georgia, man. I mean, I assume I know Jose's been here. I've been here with Jose. I'm sure Lancelot, you've been down here.
I had a home. We just sold. We had a home in East Point that we bought for years, and we just sold it last year. So I know at least a couple parts of Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Dave, I'm not sure if you may have flown through here before, maybe Atlanta, Georgia. Okay.
No, my first visit to the US was just in November to Pennsylvania, so the first of many, I might add.
That was your first time coming to the US?
Yes.
When you was with Jose? Oh man, bro, that's amazing, bro. And you had your son with you, so that's even more special.
Yeah, I made it even more special. Yeah, Dylan really embraced the experience. He had a wonderful time with me out there.
I tell you, just to say, we were talking off air, but I just want to say that he just turned 60. Right, his birthday. Right,
yeah. Not tough now. 3-4 more days.
3 or 4 more days. He's going to be married in 30 years, and he reinvented himself at 60, which to me is just phenomenal in what I represent. Last year he had a conversation he met Jose, and look where he's at within a year by saying yes. Yeah. So kudos to you. At any age, at stage of life, you can change your course. You just have to say yes and be willing to do the work, man. And look where you are a year later. You know what I mean? Congratulations. Kudos to you.
Lancelot, Tio, based on what you guys are saying, Dave is the man. He's just the man. All right. So I absolutely love Dave. As a matter of fact, I'm a part of his
workout program.
Resistance band.
Resistance band.
What? But what is the academy called?
Yes, the Resistance Band Academy.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a part of his Resistance Band Academy, and he's been coaching me there, and I've been loving it. And it's no coincidence that we are in each other's worlds, right? I think everything happens for a reason. The right people cross your path, and we build the right alliances, the strong alliances along the way, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So you're not going to be disappointed in Atlanta, Dave, if you attend there, or should I say Hotlanta? And I'll tell you why we call it Hotlanta, because Lil Jon is there.
That's right. That's right. Hey, yeah, man. Yeah. And that's the thing, gentlemen. It's I mean, New York City, Dublin, Ireland, man, Tampa, Florida, these special places, and we all know it. But there's the vibe of Atlanta, just like all those other spots. It has its own vibe. One thing I know for sure, man, is a lot of traffic that comes down through here, Dave, is we have the College Football Hall of Fame here, right downtown Atlanta by, CNN and all of that good stuff. So if you ever see Shaquille O'Neal, Dave, and Charles Barkley and all of those guys doing the NBA games, they're filming it, right here in Atlanta, TNT Studios, Ted Turner, big imprint down here. So it's so many things. So, future-wise, we'll talk a little bit more, Seafood, gentlemen, Lancelot, Jose, about what we want to hit while we're here. We got Hip Hop Museum, T.I., and so many other, artists
Perry
come
is
down
out
through
there
here.
because he has a studio in East Point.
Yes.
Where I have my house at,
yes. That's awesome. He bought the Army base down here.
Yeah.
Huge landscape. You feel like you're pulling up to Hollywood, but 2 streets over is hood. So, we'll look at that. Yeah, no doubt. So, but it's great, man. I live on the outskirts, gentlemen. What we would consider suburbs out this way, but Atlanta's a great place, man. The traffic sucks. I'm giving a disclaimer now. Traffic sucks out here. It's worse than DC, Jose. It's worse than New York City, gentlemen.
I'm gonna bring my bike.
Yeah, so but Uber's popping out here like everywhere else. If you want to get on a little scooter and all that good stuff and roll through the city to get to the mastermind, you do whatever you need to do. So I'm excited, man. Definitely excited.
Yeah. And I think we're going to have Dave come from Ireland to Atlanta. So if you see across the screen, we have what's happening with the New York City Mastermind Experience in February. We're going to be in Tampa. And then we're going to be in Ireland in April. But then right after that, we're going to be in Chicago. Then we come back to New York City. And then we go to Atlanta. Then we come back to New York City. So we have a full agenda. And I love what Lancelot said before. It's like a tour.
It's a tour.
Right?
It's a
A
tour. Yeah. The New York City Mastermind Tour.
That's
As an artist, I'm all into that. So let's tour, babe. Let's go. Let's go.
Bring it.
That's good,
yeah.
man.
So one of the things that happened is that I had a conversation with Dave, and we did a virtual coffee chat because he was on the CLA, and I was like, oh, I need to talk to this guy. And in that conversation, we said, hey, let's partner up. Let's bring New York City Mastermind Experience to Ireland. He's like, let's do it. Let's go for it. And then obviously that's how that happened, right? We had Dr. Martha Razzo at our New York City Mastermind Experience, the last one we just did. And there was a collaboration there too. So that's why we're going to Chicago. Coach Theo Clay has been to every single New York City Mastermind. Yeah. And we said, dude, bro, we need to bring it to you. And he's like, let's go. And the funny thing is, when we had a conversation the other day, he goes, is this Sifu Raphael? Because I know you're coming to Atlanta, and I got all these high rises for you and all these rooftop bars and all this. And I was like, dude, you're just killing me right now because you're so funny. But it was great because the energy, the strong alliances that we are curating. And this is just the beginning for the New York City Mastermind Experience. Can you only imagine what's going to happen in 2027? But let me not get ahead of myself. But it's we already have things in plan because we don't think small, do we?
Right. No. And I also like the people that are we're aligning with, all have a specific kind of energy, similar but different. But it's a powerful energy. T.O. comes with a great power. Dave comes with a great, powerful energy. Mm-hmm. And then Chicago comes
Dr.
with
Martha.
Martha, yeah.
Yes, and she's just a bunch. She looks like she's 13, but she's a doctor, and she just possesses this incredible energy about her that I love. So just each person, each individual, each area has its own energy. collaborating together to make this incredible New York City Mastermind Experience, which I think is just wonderful. So excited for 2026, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jose, I'd love to hear from you. I know that you capture one of the most important things about the speaking environment, and that's listening. And you listen so intently. Talk to us about your thoughts about these strong alliances that we are building with the New York City Mastermind Experience.
Well, the good news is that we're not in the space of just adding contacts to our phone, right?
Mhm.
At the events that we go to, we're not in the space of just exchanging a social media friend or like and saying, "Hey, let's connect on social media," and leaving it at that, which is what most people do, right? And most people have the intention to follow up and connect with each other. And if you're not careful, most people are looking to follow up just to sell you something, right? But at the end of the day, it's quite simply, we're not in the business of just adding contacts. We're in the business of creating alliances, right? Which is really what it's about. And alliances is where transformation happens, where friendships, long-term, lifelong friendships happen. It's where brotherhood occurs and sisterhood. We're like all of us here, I think we're all brothers on this platform today. Because we have alliances, right? We've been establishing these relationships at a much higher level. They're very intentional. Everything in life, if it happens in a really powerful way, it's intentional, right? I live my life very intentionally, and I think it's all about having the right relationships, the right people in the room, and or should I say, in any environment, really, from the New York City Mastermind Experience to any event you go to. In general, you have to be seeking the alliances. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to create an environment where people can create strong alliances. And I think that goes a long way. Anybody who wants to grow a business, anybody who wants to grow personally, professionally, this is what you need to do. You need to be in the right places, in the right times, with the right people. And that's really what it's all about. So I will end with this thought, and then I'll turn it back over to you, Sifu. When it comes to alliances, the strongest alliances aren't the ones in when you think, what am I going to get out of this, right? Which is what a lot of people think. What am I going to get out of this relationship? It's really a bigger play. It's about what we can become together, right? What can we become together when we lock arms and shake hands and say, hey, let's do life together. Let's do business together. Let's be in each other's worlds. That's what I did with T.O. The first time we met. That's what I did with Dave Hurley when I met him. That's what I did with Sifu. That's what I've done with you, Lancelot. And again, it's locking arms and saying, what can we do together? And then when two people come together, and then you bring three, and you bring four, and you bring five, and you bring a room together of 30, 40, 50 amazing leaders that are all there with the same intention, same vision, it is scary in a good way what can happen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, that's it.
I like the scary part because it, to me, life is about taking a chance, a chance on a person, a chance on an opportunity. And sometimes but we also have to be smart about it, because we can be successful with it and we could also get burned. So one of the things that we have been doing very cleverly, if I should say so, is that we're aligning with the right people so we don't get burned. And so the most important thing I think that we are also doing is that if we bring any speakers, we don't want somebody who's going to come in, do their talk, and then leave, because there's no alignment there. There's no meeting of the minds, if you will, right? Because it is a mastermind. So everybody comes together and we create something bigger. I got to tell you, from the last New York City Mastermind Experience, the revenue that has been happening because of it will blow your mind. I know some of the people who've already done 6 figures in business already, because they've told me. Now, do I believe them? Absolutely, because they're that kind of person. And the collaborations that have happened, it's not because, hey, let me sell you my stuff. It's because they've collaborated. They've joined forces and have created something. I've created so many different opportunities. Myself, look, Coach T.O. Clay and myself, we started a new show called Unified Leadership. And I'm going to say it here. I know this is not the place for it, but I'm going to say it anyway. We have an event coming up as well in March, right? And that only happened because we were in the same room. Because when we put our minds together, we can think bigger. And one of the things that you'll hear everybody say is if you have a dream and it's attainable, you need to dream big. It should be unattainable. It should be so darn hard to accomplish. That's a dream. That's a dream.
Yeah, speaking of dreams, this is part of my vision in the morning, right? This is what I hang out with. It's a manual of private jets, right? That I'm after, right? This is just one thing that I keep on my vision board that is part of my morning routine that keeps me in alignment with the bigger vision, the bigger play, right? Why do I need a private jet for myself? I don't. I want a private jet for the CLA. I want a private jet for the CLA. I want the private jet for the people that I care about, so we all win together. We can all break bread up in the sky, right? And do crazy things and create more impact. And we can go do an event in Guatemala for charity and build a school together with 30 CLA members that go out there for some kind of a work at that level, right? Nonprofit type work, right? I'm thinking way bigger, and that's really what it takes. We have to think so out there that most people look at us and laugh. Most people look at us and say, yeah, keep dreaming. And I'm going to say, that's right. I will keep dreaming. It's unfortunate that you stop dreaming, but I'm going to keep dreaming, and I'm going to do me, whether, you support me or not, because I don't need your support to go after what I'm after. I don't need you to believe in me for me to believe in myself. I don't need you to see what I see, because that vision was planted in me, not in you, right? And that's what we're after, is we have to think big. What is it that motivates you? What is it that makes you wake up excited? Like I wake up excited at 5 a.m. today because I know the kind of things that I'm after. This is just a tangible manifestation of that. But the impact in people's lives is the bigger play, right? This is just a byproduct of creating value to people's lives. Because when you can change enough lives and you can help enough people do what they want, right, in life, by default, you win. And that's just a physical manifestation of the material things that one can have in life. And why not? Why not have a private jet, right? And again, but that's what it comes down to. So I love this conversation, because this is not a conversation that I can have in the general public with anybody, because they're just going to look at you and be like, what is this guy smoking, or what is this guy drinking? Or is okay, can we check Jose, like, what is wrong with you? Like, what makes you think you can do that? Well, again, you got to hang around the right people. I always say, if you want to keep your dream alive, you got to hang around dreamers. And that's really what we're going to do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that, bro. I think the same thing, Jose, because being on this live right now to me is thinking way bigger versus, upstairs laying around watching the news or something. This is bigger, man. I mean, I think about Lancelot Theobald, man. I love bragging to people that, man, my partner's a movie star. He's got a movie coming out called A Veteran. Y'all need to get up on that, man. Like, go watch that. We're veterans, man. Support my partner. That's my man. I know his heart. He's good-hearted. So, I mean, like you say, Jose, man, I still see that CLA in Manhattan skyscraper. I still see it, bro. That, like you said, that's thinking on a whole nother level, man. Like, it's private jet in the sky flying to Guatemala or wherever to pour into people, and man, that can happen. It will happen, man. But like you said, surrounded with dreamers. So I needed to hear that this morning, Jose. I appreciate you. Definitely.
Absolutely.
I actually enjoyed that conversation in Pennsylvania. Actually, Jose, we were chatting, myself, you, and Dylan, in one of the meetings after the meetings. And, we discussed the private jet, and we talked about Noah and Dylan and myself and being on that plane. And when we came back to Ireland, we chatted more about it. And Dylan says to me, Dad, I believe it's going to happen for sure within the next number of years. Yeah.
That's what it's about, Dave. That is exactly what it's about. See, we were having a meeting intimately, heart to heart, with your son and talking about my son and talking about our visions and our missions and purposes in life, and sharing those intimate moments that you just don't share with everybody, right? You're not just going to go out and tell everybody what you're after in life, because again, we don't want to set ourselves up for people to tell us their negative stuff, right? So we want to make sure we protect ourselves in terms of our vision and our mission and purpose, and we were able to do that together. And that's a conversation that will never die until it happens, and it will.
And it's so, I think it's so important for those that are listening to get around conversations like that. It's like you always say, Jose, steel sharpens steel. And in order to sharpen each other, you have to be in those rooms. And when people question or they sit on the sideline and wonder should they be there or not, you're only hurting yourself because you're not growing. Because if you need to dream, you need to get around other dreamers. So again, what we're trying to say to you is get in these rooms, because these rooms will help elevate you in 2026. Just being around other winners. Like the great Emilio Romano always says, being around somebody, just being in their presence will elevate your productivity 10%. The adverse effect of that is being around negative people. Well, you will drop it 20%. So it's double. So it's better to be around people, like-minded people that are going in your direction.
Yeah. And proof is proof, man. Like I met Sifu at an event with Reverend Emilio Ramon, born a risk. Many of us were there. And up in Philly, and to see the fruition, bro, of walking in his dojo in Farmingdale and seeing that history of all he's done, bro. Like, that's not no overnight thing, gentlemen. We all know it. It took time to build that. It took a lot of equity, blood, sweat, and tears to build that, and seeing that through. So just that inspiration within itself. I don't own a storefront. I don't own a building. I don't own a dojo. But physically seeing this man and being with this man, looking on the wall, seeing the different techniques and styles of the different kung fu, I was like, wow, this is super amazing, super dope. And, flowers to you on that, Sifu. Like, all jokes aside, brother, like, that's, a lot of people start things and don't see it all the way through, but you actually did that, brother. And to be able to, have all of these winners all in one place, Martha, Pat Sharkey, dang on Monique McDonald, all these people, it's got to be a surreal feeling, brother, to know that, man, I've sat in this place by myself, cried, trying to figure out how I'm going to pay the rent this month, or I got to get more clients in here. And then to see that reality of the fruition, at the last NYC Experience, it's got to be special for you, man. Has to be.
I appreciate that. So look who is going to be joining us, right? Yeah. Daniel is coming to.
Oh, there he is, right there.
Tampa.
Good morning, Danny.
Yeah, Danny's
in the house.
Yeah, he's going to be. He's our keynote speaker. I got to tell you, the man is just so powerful in all that he does, and the way he represents the next level.
Yes.
This is a guy who envisions the future, but then makes it happen. So it's a dreamer who not only chases his dreams, but he makes them happen. And once that dream comes through, he goes for the next dream. And that's what we're building with the New York City Mastermind Experience. It's not just a dream, it's multiple dreams. Because think about this, right? We're going to Ireland. Sid mil falti. I said it like an Italian guy. I'm not even
That's
Italian.
more
right?
Italian. Sid mil falti.
But then when collaborations also with our incredible brother who's also going to be in Tampa, right? So think about all the different things that are happening in our lives and the impact that each one of us will have on the people who show up to our events. It's not about us. It's about the people who come and how we can help them elevate.
Yes.
Because if it's about me, I'm not making any impact.
Mhm.
I can never make an impact when I'm only thinking of me. I can only make an impact on anyone else when I think of them. So anybody who comes to our experiences, you felt it. Tio, can you explain what that feels like when you've been to our experiences and the reason you keep coming back?
Well, it goes back to what Brother Jose said, man. Like you all are my brothers, man. Like I sincerely love you cats, like straight up and down. Like business or no business, I love you. And I appreciate your company. You know, for one, I say it all the time, man. Every time I'm in the presence of Jose Escobar, I'm going to pick his brain, bro. He's a smart man, dog. He's been through things that I'm still trying to pursue. You know, I'm a Marine, so hey, I understand the aspect of hey, man, like Lance just said, get around somebody better than me, bro. Because if it's always I'm thinking I'm the GOAT, I'm the dude. Nah, it's somebody always at that level above, you know, and I see that with Jose, man. I've watched him, you know, I see the realness with him. So being in New York with you all, like I said, New York is amazing. I love NYC. You know, I mean, it's attached to my heart, New York. But to experience it with you all, man, it's a whole different ball game. You know, to see Lancelot with the fresh, you know, white fresh coat on with the glasses, and we getting hot dogs, and you know it's cold and Christmas trees, and then the summertime, it's like that vibe. You know, just the streets of New York City is you have to see it with your own eyes. I shout out Big Mo this morning because Big Mo's never been to New York. And I kept explaining to him, like, bro, you've never seen nothing like this, dude. Like, but you're with us. Like
We
we're
got
protected.
we
Yeah,
got you. That's right.
He
yeah,
loved it,
so
by the way. He
yes,
loved it, man.
absolutely, man. So, you know, that's the sentiment for me. Whether we do it in Ireland, whether we take the experience down here to the ATL, we decide to do it in DC up top with Jose or Cali. You know, we got extensions out there, Arizona, wherever we take it, that vibe's not going to change, like my man Lancelot just said. When we show up, it's a we there with, you know, so much more on the mind, man, in terms of the impact, helping one another. And then you see the ties afterwards. You know, you could see a week later these two people form this alliance, or you know, two people that probably would never meet anywhere in life forming their alliance and still impacting. Unified leadership was born out of, man, we want to take that leadership to another level. We want to take it up a whole nother notch, stretching and growing ourselves beyond comprehension of leadership that we know. So yeah, bro, think about what's going to happen from Ireland. Somebody in Ireland, we're going to meet someone out there, and you're going to see that alliance get established. So it's never ending, in my opinion, Sifu.
I love it. I love it. You know what I just heard at the end of what you just said? You're going to be in Ireland. You heard that, Dave?
Bro,
Attention.
it's like Jose said, bro. My favorite beer is Guinness. Always has been. You know, Lancelot, New York City, Dragon Stout. You know, at the bodega. Like the best Guinness I've had
Bodega.
was in Pattaya Beach, Thailand. The best Guinness Stout I've ever had in my life. And I don't know if it's coming from Ireland and it's closer than America, and that's why it was so good on tap. But bro, anytime you get those type of opportunities to go internationally, man, you know, it's special, bro. And again, You're with people that you love, people that you trust. It gets no better, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Well,
the trust part is important. Go ahead, Jose.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I heard the same thing, Sifu. I heard Coach Tio's going to be in Ireland, which is amazing. So, but with that being said, listen, I believe in strong alliances, right? Which is what we're talking about today. That's how we all are on this panel here this morning. Is we have a strong alliance, individually and collectively, right? That's really what it comes down to. So, I can give you an example of a strong alliance I have that happened and was birthed by me driving almost 3 hours to be in a room for a weekend, investing in a ticket to be in the room, and investing in a hotel and all the expenses that come with the meetings after the meetings after the meetings and all the things, right? So it was Emilio Roman's event, the business boot camp, the second year, the second annual business boot camp. So this was 2 years ago. No, actually 3 years ago now, because we're in for year 4. So I gauge it based on when the CLA was born, because the CLA was born after the first event where I met Emilio for the first time 4 years ago, right? So literally around this time I met Emilio 4 years ago, and then 2 weeks later I launched CLA, right? So that being the case, I met Danny Z 3 years ago in person at Emilio's second event. I had no idea who Danny Z was. He was telling me about this escape artist, magician, mentalist, illusionist, and celebrity guy. And I said, this is pretty awesome. So I went, I met him. We had a conversation. I signed a book for him. And he was so down to earth, very humble, very genuine heart, wanting to serve people. And, you know, I'm a good judge of character. I can read right through people's, you know, BS, for lack of better letters. And this guy was just raw, real, authentic, genuine. What you see is what you get kind of guy. And we built an alliance. We built a brotherhood. We've been in each other's worlds ever since. He gave me a tour in Canada. When I went to Canada, he said, I want to meet your family. And he took me around town and all the things, right? And now we're this Friday coming up, he'll be here in Maryland, and we're going to spend the whole day together. He's going to come have brunch with my wife and my kids, and you know, and hang out, and we're going to spend a whole day on Friday together. But where did this all start? It started with getting into the room, going to an event, and investing my time and my energy, my resources, all the things to be in the room. And the cool thing about alliances is, though, it's about shared values more than it's about shared interests, right? Because is it safe to say that interests can change over time?
Right.
Right. I think we can all agree that interests can change over time, right? What you're doing, what I'm doing, you know, what we're most interested in at the time can change, but values don't change. So when I meet people, I ask myself, do we both value integrity? Do we both value growth? Do we both value family, right? Do we both value faith? Do we both value all the things that is the glue that foundationally as a man, what do I align with? And does this person align with me? And that's the power of it, because if the values align, I can tell you right now, they're going to survive any season of change, because our values are there. And that's the power of what we're doing here, is meeting the right people in the right rooms, and then we do life together. And it's just amazing how much more fruitful life can be personally and professionally when you're running into the right people.
Wow.
It's real, man. I mean, because Lancelot and I met in a room in a little bitty town, Bristol, Tennessee, on the elevator. So it was like the box kept getting smaller. We're on the elevator, and I looked at him like, wow, this dude's pretty sharp. I'm thinking, Dave, like, I'm like, man, this dude is sharp, man. Like, wow. I call it what I call it, man. But that particular room that we were in was only based on us stretching ourselves, you know, us looking for opportunity. And as you said, Jose, that same alliance was formed in that moment. That moment. I knew when I left Bristol, Tennessee, I was going to talk to Brother Lancelot Theobald again. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I just knew that vibe that he had. I'm like, man, that's shared value. Brother's clean, you know, he's got his head on a swivel. I could just see his style. Same way in New York City when we were together. The Christmas tree, people ice skating. You still got your head on the swivel, making sure, hugging, going to catch the train. So, man, you said some real bars right there, Jose, because like you said, the interest, the fact that we all know that the interest in whatever can change. A lot of times, man, I almost think that's the inevitable because we're growing, you know, we're shifting. And as you go up that mountain, Dave Hurley, you know it. The higher you go up that mountain, the thinner that air gets, bro. That air gets real thin. Some people can't breathe that same type of air, man. And if the value's not there, that relationship could easily go south. It could easily go in a whole different direction, not even intentionally. So a whole nother topic. We'll take that one to unified leadership, Seafood, because those the deeper layer of alliance. Dave Hurley, you have to mean something for brothers to stop what they're doing with their families, invest whatever it takes to come all the way to Dublin, Ireland, brother. It's a long way. And more importantly, for you to get on a plane with your son and come all the way out here, Pennsylvania, Jose, Brandon Godoris. Man, that's real dang on value right there, man. That's real value. So
Absolutely, yeah. Couldn't say it better myself. And it does come down to that. I mean, for me, it's always been about relationship. I think, you know, we're either on a sprint or a marathon, and I'm certainly on the marathon. I'm here for the long haul and investing in people and getting to know them and learning about them. And I totally agree with what you say, Jose, in relation to value versus interest. I mean, my interests have changed quite significantly over the last number of years, but my values haven't changed, you know. And I think if you surround yourself with the right people, your values will even improve, you know. You know, because the people we surround ourselves with can so positively impact our lives. I mean, yeah, I got on a plane with Dylan and we went to Pennsylvania, and it was a big deal for us to do it, right? But I had to do it. I just knew it was something I needed to do. And as soon as I landed in Omni Resort and I met Seafood, I think Dylan met you first, actually, Seafood, before me. But the excitement when we were arriving up with Patrick Rood and his partner Julie at the resort and getting in and seeing you guys for the first time and giving you a hug, it was just amazing. You just couldn't imagine it till you're there, actually, you know. And we came back and the first thing Dylan said to me was, Dad, we got to do this again, you know. To do this again.
Yeah, buddy. That's awesome, man.
I've got a question for all of you on the panel here. This is an applicable question for everyone. The question is, and I think you were trying to say something, Seafood, but you're muted.
I see that. I said the next time Dylan has to pay for it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He's listening right now, Seafood, right?
Yeah, that's quoted here live. So you heard that, Dylan. But anyway, in terms of my question for all of you, and whoever wants to go first can go first, but what do you look for before going all in with someone? When it comes to strong alliances, what are some things that you look for before you go all in with someone?
I'll take that.
And I'll go second.
First, I want to let Stephanie know, and we'd love to have you with us, Stephanie. The dates in Florida, Tampa, is
February 27th.
It's February 27th, which is Friday, through Sunday, March 1st. So if you are interested, text the number going across, which is 516-242-8732. Let's get you in the room. So one of the things that I look at when I partner up with anyone is integrity. That right there is probably for me the most important. What do they stand for? Who are they when no one is looking?
That's good.
Right. And they've said it, values. And it's okay if we change, you know, ideas or concepts, but what are your values? Is it family? Is it getting drunk every weekend? Is it all these different things? Is business one of the things that you're fundamentally aware of, or something that just happens? So for me, it's the integrity comes first. Do you have integrity? How do you also treat people? Because if you're going to treat people badly, I cannot align with you. And I had a conversation with Coach Tio the other day about the way I saw somebody. And I said, there's no way I could ever do business with them, even if they offered me to help me make $1 million in the next 4 days. I said, you know what? Keep your money. Because of the person they are, I cannot deal with someone like that. So for me, integrity, values, family. Faith too doesn't hurt, right? Actually, faith is pretty important for me. And Coach Tio can tell you that.
Yeah. No, Lancelot. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I would definitely say integrity first. To look for a person who has a lot of integrity with them, but also a person who it's not so much what you say is what you do. Watching, I tend to observe a lot, and you know, you could be saying one thing, but your body could be saying something completely different. Like, you know, in the business we're in, you can see somebody who's trying to sell you right away, but they come cloaked in, I'm trying to connect with you. So that's very important to it's not what you say, it's how you're rolling. Also, like somebody who has faith. And I'm not talking about somebody that goes to church all the time, but somebody who believes in a higher power, who believes in giving. That's very important for me. That to know that you're willing to give and not always receive. And the most important thing is to see that they love themselves first. You know what I mean? That's important to know. And in terms of how you dress, how you move, these are all things that I watch for. Because I think if you can't love yourself first, then how are you going to love me or anybody else? So those are some of the things I look for.
Love that.
Man, you all said some really great, solid ones, man. And obviously, you know, keeping it real, man. I'm sitting here thinking, like, man, what is it that I really do look for? Because the things you all are saying, man, I think without those particulars, integrity, uh, trustworthiness, but sometimes I know for me personally, and I can only speak for myself, it can start off that way and not end that way. A person can have integrity and then boom, they get a whole lot of bread, a whole lot of money. You know, they hit that lick, as we would say. That integrity could change real quick, overnight, actually. So it's like, you know, judging that character is, I think, adversity, man. And that's probably just the Marine in me. Like, man, who are you when the adversity hits? You know, who are you when we're down? Who are you when you know, those times of need, not necessarily financially. So I veggie back again, man, on all the things you two just said. But for me, it's who are you in the face of adversity? And whatever that may look like. It doesn't have to definitely necessarily be business, gentlemen, but you're going to face adversity in some kind of way. And who are you then? You know, and which still goes back to what you gentlemen said, integrity, faith. Who are you, that deeper layer? So it's kind of how I see it, Jose.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Dave?
Yeah, I'm listening and I'm taking it all in, and it's a combination of it all. Actually, you know, to start with what Sifu said with integrity, of course, it's such an important thing. But I would say authenticity and sincerity as well. You know, to be in the company of someone who is sincere, someone that you feel you can really trust, someone that you just know will be there for you, whether it's financially or emotionally when things are not so good for you. because we all hit low points in our life. I certainly have myself. But if you got the right person in the room with you, it's all going to be fine. That's for sure. And you kind of, I think it's something that comes with age as well, you know, that you know instinctively when you meet someone if they're real or not. You just know it. I even know it. I hadn't even met you guys in person, and I still have to meet you, Lancelot and Theo, and that's coming soon, of course. But I wasn't disappointed when I met you, Jose, and you, Sifu. The connection was real. And for someone like my son Dylan, who was coming at it from a different perspective, he felt it immediately in the room, you know, and we spoke a lot about it coming back on the plane. So yeah, it was real, and it meant a lot for us, for sure.
Man, that's it, bro. Real, like that word right there for me. I concur, bro. Just being real, man. And you'll see it. Something's going to happen that's going to ensure that you see it, whatever that may look like. So, yeah. That's good.
Jose, now you answer that question.
Well, I would say I just got a notification from Barnes and Noble saying my membership.
Your books are due.
They said your membership expired. Oh no, we can't have that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what a distraction there. So in terms of what I look for, similarly to all of you, I mean, I think it echoes the same stuff. I look for integrity. I look for somebody who has accountability, somebody who is a dreamer. I look for big thinkers, visionaries, right? I look for fundamental values like family values, faith, people who care about serving others, right? Having the right heart to serve others, givers, not takers. I'm looking for people who are genuine, not manipulative, or, that kind of thing. So those are some fundamental things that I look for. And as I get older, as Dave stated, I wouldn't say I'm an intuitive, but I have great intuition, right? And I can just tell very quickly as I interact with so many different people all the time. And I've been in so many rooms, I lost count, and I've been on so many virtual coffees and sales calls and you name it. I can tell when I meet somebody virtually or in person within 10 to 30 seconds. I can tell this person is for me or not for me. I can just tell very quickly. And it's weird. I can't really pinpoint how that works, but it's an energy thing. And I can just tell. And very rarely am I wrong. Every now and then I'm wrong, right? I might have thought somebody wasn't for me and they actually are. Or I might have thought they are for me and they actually weren't. But I would say 90 to 95% of the time, I'm pretty spot on with that. And it's really some fundamental things that I look for. And you can just tell very quickly with the right person.
Absolutely. So I do have a question because I'm thinking, you just mentioned something that Barnes and Noble's just said your membership expired. And you were like, oh no. So the question that comes from that thought or what you shared with us is, you have tons of books behind you, on either side of you, in front of you, on your desk, on the floor.
And it's real.
Yes.
And it's real. Those
No
are
joke,
not fake
right?
books. Those are real.
No joke. Those are books he's about to read, the whole deal. Jose, if all your books were to disappear, which is the one book, besides the Bible, because I know you were going to say that, besides the Bible, right? Because I got mine right here. One book that you would say, I must have this book. Now, that's a tough question, or maybe not.
It's a tough question, but it's really not.
Could it be the one you're reading now? Let me see. Could it be the one you're reading now?
No, and it's here somewhere. I don't know where. I think it's probably downstairs. Now that I think about it. Oh no, it's on my nightstand. It's by my bed. But it is the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I don't even have to think about it twice. It's the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, and the power of how you start your day. Yes. Because I think the secret sauce to life is not complicated, right? Success leaves clues. And if you look at some of the most successful people out there, they have a phenomenal way to start their morning. And and I start my morning before, the kids are up, before my wife needs me, before the emails start dinging, before all my social media starts going off the hook with notifications, before everything, before the sun comes up. And it's just a powerful process. And I pour into me, heart, mind, body, spirit, everything, right? 10 different areas of my life are hit in the first few hours of my day before I even interact with anyone, right? And I think that's powerful. I would say before the pets need anything, but I don't have pets. So you get my point. So I think that's the one book I would keep if everything burned down, which, hopefully that will never happen.
Well, of course not. But yes, thank you for that. And I agree. That's an incredible book. And I love the way he made a story out of teaching the lessons, right? Because I think a lot of, and what I always say is that stories define our lives. And without stories, we'd be boring. We would be so boring. So I want to go back to collaborations. I want to go back to alignment, strong alliances. And the only reason Coach Theo Clay and myself have partnered up in so many different ways, and we have so many great things that are happening in 2026, is because of that meeting. And Jose, it was you who brought me over to Coach Theo, and you said, you need to meet this man. And then you said, this is Sifu Raphael, this is Coach Theo. And we just started talking, right? But that was, we kind of met, right? But then we saw again another time, and then another time. And then, and our bond has grown stronger and stronger until I said, I cannot stand this anymore. I cannot let you go another day without us doing something together. And so therefore, we created unified leadership, and now we're doing an actual summit, and it's going to be in March 14th through 15th, right? And when we think about the collaborations, that only happened because I drove, I don't know, it was 4 hours for an event that you were both at, right? Jose said, hey, what are you doing later? You want to come to this after hour thing we're doing? I'm like, okay. He didn't realize it was going to be 4 hours. And then I hung out with you guys. And then I think it was 3 a.m. or 2 a.m, something like that. And everybody's going home, and they're like, where are you going? I said, I'm going home too. You're going to drive all the way? I'm like, yeah, what's the big deal? But it's a commitment to myself to get into the right rooms, to make it. So what if I drove 4 hours back? It wasn't the drive. It was the intention of being in the room and knowing that Jose had my back, knowing that if Jose invited me, he knew it would be worth my while. And Jose, I got to thank you so much for every invitation you've ever given me, because every one of them has been fruitful. So thank you.
My pleasure. And I'll end my final thoughts here on today's show, and then you guys could kind of go around as you please. Since you kind of mentioned my name, might as well go, right? my final thoughts are quite simple. First of all, if you're watching this, whether it's live or in the replay, we have at least 2 events that are coming up around the corner under the NYC banner, right? The Mastermind Experience. We have Tampa, Florida, which the dates are streaming across the bottom there, and they'll be in the chat as well. And you can just DM us or ask us questions about it. And then we have April, we have the Ireland event as well. Okay, so we want to see you there. Remember, you're not coming to these events, folks, just to walk away with a bunch of notes. You're coming to walk away with real relationships. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll say that one more time. You're not coming to these events just to walk away with a notepad, full of notes. You're coming to walk away with real relationships. Now, the notepad of notes, if applied, can change your life. Mm-hmm. What you're going to learn from these events can change your life. But if you add on there some real relationships as well, sky is the limit. So my encouragement to all of you is quite simply to understand a very simple concept. Your next level is not going to come from just another strategy, technique, best practice, golden nuggets. It's not going to come from that. It's going to come from another relationship, right? That is the difference maker. It is the relationships in the rooms, the strong alliances that change it all. That's what you're coming to these events for, to build real relationships that last. And I'll tell you right now, I say this all the time, and this is a quote that I coined 3 years ago. You are one power connection away from exponential growth, both personally and professionally, end quote. And that is what we're calling you to be a part of in Tampa, Florida in February. So we'll see you there. Turn it over to you guys.
Well, before we go, I just want to let Selena know that all you have to do is text 516-242-8732, and we will make sure you join us in Ireland, or go to sifurafael.com/NYC, click on Ireland, and you get all the information. So we'd love to have you there.
Good to see you, Selena.
Yes.
So I'll follow up with what Jose said. It's about getting in the rooms. It's about getting in the right rooms, because Jose, all of us here have been in the wrong rooms at times, and we walk out of there empty. I hate that. This is why we created New York City Mastermind Experience, because we've curated a space where there's no fluff, there's no junk, nobody's selling you. Everybody's there to grow together. So if you're interested in growth, if you're interested in abundance, if you're interested in real connections, join us at any of our events. We have February coming up for Tampa. Then we have Ireland. Then we have Chicago. Then we have Atlanta. We have New York City again. So we have a lot of things happening. If we don't have the one that's right for you, then you're not looking hard enough. I'm just kidding. But join us. We have many different opportunities for you to join us in New York City or around the world. Thank you.
Yes. And I would just end with, get in the room, and it's not about networking, it's about connecting. And connecting is completely different than the networking. And it's also about the meetings after the meetings, which Jose has coined, which wind up being where you really get a chance to know who you're dealing with and who you're around. So I would encourage you, if you're on the fence, to come on down to one of these events, if not all of them. And I can promise you it will change your life.
Yeah. I'll just say, gentlemen, it's 2026. What are you going to do different? Are you going to do the same thing you did in 2025 and expect new, better results this year? It's not going to work, man. Stretch yourself, man. Go harder. If you've heard it before, so many out there listening in and watching, you've heard it before. Like, if it doesn't really shake you up a little bit, it ain't big enough, man. Go harder. It's on the other side, man, that you will look back and hoist up the hands and say victory, because you put in the work. You found a way to get the money to get wherever it is you got to go. Whatever the case may be, man, these opportunities, I'm a living example. Like Sifu said, I went to New York 3 times in 2025. I went to the YMCA yesterday, and I hadn't seen the trainer there in a while. She was like, when's the last time you've been back up top? I said, man, I was up there 3 times since the last time I saw you. And she was like, oh, what was you doing up there? I said, man, I was speaking, impacting, pouring into others. She was like, that is amazing. She's like, I'm proud of that you're pouring into other people. So that's what it is, man. Tampa is going to be warm. Chi-Town, great pizza, deep dish. Man, there's so much to look forward to. So, yeah, man. Get out there, man. Go harder. 2026. You might not be here in 2027. So what legacy are you going to leave, man? So appreciate you, Sifu, having me on, bro.
Dave, final thoughts. Thank you, TL. Thank you, Lancelot. Sifu, as always, much love. Dave, final thoughts.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we spoke off air about, and Theo just touched on it, 2026. Yeah, I know for sure it's going to be my best year ever. And we have the power to change, right? And it's never, ever too late to start. The one thing I found I'm in business 31 years, and the big mistake that most people make is they're not willing to invest in themselves, right? You got to invest in yourself if you want to succeed, and you got to stretch yourself. I've got to finish on Ireland, of course, to say, well, I can tell you guys that, we had a 2-day event in Pennsylvania. I stayed longer with Dylan. Obviously, I came in on Thursday. I left on Monday. But it's a 4-day event in Ireland, the land of 100,000 welcomes. And for some, it'll be 5 or 6 days or even more. And I can tell you guys, if you're thinking, stop thinking, just do. Book your slot, because it's going to be a remarkable experience. I can promise you, you will never look at Ireland the same way again when you're here in person. We're not going to just be in Dublin, right? We're going to get out of Dublin. We're going to experience real Ireland. And for those of you who'd like to spend a little longer here in Ireland, by all means, come with me. I'll bring you down to County Kerry, over to Waterville, and show you something very special. But the final thought is, don't think, just do. Come to Ireland, please. Would love to have you there.
Awesome. Wow, what an episode, guys. I got to tell you, happy to call you my brothers. Everybody have yourself an exceptional rest of the day. Make sure you reach out. Let's get you in the rooms.
Gentlemen, take care. Have a great week, guys.
All right.
Turn it up, let's go. Turn it up, let's go. Let's go. No time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go. Full on fire. Every move hit like a live wire. Let's go. Stepping bold. No fear here, just hard to go. Let's go. Lights on blast. We don't hold back. We move fast. Hit the flow, we don't miss. Whole room lit like a first kiss. No cap, no stress, no chill.